Hello, everybody. This is Anthony Beyond from Mission Start Podcast. So side note to today's podcast. I had to edit the beginning part because I forgot to turn on my mic to say what I was saying in the intro and a little bit in the beginning. So I jumped a little ahead in the podcast. We did this episode over Twitch. Our reaction to the ps4 press conference with Gregg from Creative. And we are just kind of talking about, what our thoughts are and what happened. Anyway, so enjoy the podcast. We will see you all next week.
Right. I don't know. I just felt underwhelmed. I mean, there were some cool trailers for some games that I'm excited to play.
Mm-hmm.
But realistically, Knack was easily the most interesting thing they had brought to the table. Knack and maybe Deep Down.
Right.
Because as cool as the new Killzone and Infamous games are, they're rehashings. We've seen it before.
Yeah.
We played it before.
Yeah.
It looks gorgeous. I mean, oh my god, if you watch that Killzone trailer, the particle effects are insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fire and smoke looks legitimately real. The waterfall when they were coming in, the water spray that was coming off the fall itself was awesome.
Right, definitely.
But as for a standard shooter of Killzone, we played that. There's 3 of them that we played.
Yeah. I feel that.
So
I feel that the games that did show, Killzone, Knack, what was it? Watch Dogs. These are games we've seen before, but more or less this stuff they did show us that was, I guess, game related or was it like a potentially a new game was really just a tech demo in each presentation, and it's cool. And don't get me wrong, the graphics in I said this once and I'll say it again. I didn't think we'd get any further graphically than we did before right now, but after today, holy shit, the graphics are so good. I did not think that we would get anywhere near the type of power we got.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just because we've had the ability to do this kind of shit with the PC for years.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why it feels a little underwhelming.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The game that I think is Sucker Punch came out. It might have been Sucker Punch. I might be getting the company wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But they basically showed their new game, which is Disembodied Old Man.
Yeah.
It
It looks good.
it looked amazing. But
yes,
it's okay, why did you show that? Because you wanted to show the ability of the PS4? Well, that doesn't show me anything. You animated something on the PS4.
Yeah.
Well, show me something in game. That's the biggest problem I have with both E3 and these press conferences is, why are you trying to get me to be excited for your game when you haven't shown me anything other than CGI cutscenes?
Right.
I was gonna say Drive Club.
Yes. Oh man, that
looks
oh my
gorgeous.
god. If you want talking about a game that looks gorgeous, it's like Jesus, that game looks fucking just insanely good.
Well, my mom had come into my room while I was watching it. That sounds terrible coming from a 29-year-old. But the demo or the gameplay footage of Watch Dogs was on.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, oh, you got to see this real quick because I want to see what her reaction is. She doesn't play games as often as I do. She's not up on it. So her watching some kind of game footage that looks like that, her mind's going to be blown. It'd be like showing a kid from 1985 what games will be like today. He's just going to be like, that's real.
Yeah.
She watches it and she's just like, these are what games you guys are playing nowadays? And I'm like, this is what they're coming to.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, holy crap, that was amazing. That looked like an actual movie. And I'm like, yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, all the games and all the tech demos and everything they showed looked fantastic. But what was the point? That's my question. Like, what are we getting out of it?
Here's the thing is, like, we're getting out of what we've been playing for years. It's a game that, we're all excited for. It's more, getting us excited for the game to come out. We'll probably see more of it at E3, no doubt. It's all part of their scheme, man. It's all part of the
Yeah, I know. I felt like this conference could have been cut down to an hour, and it could have just been about the PlayStation 4 announcement, so that way they could nip the rumors in the bud before E3.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have been great. That would have been fine, and the press conference could have been over in an hour. Yeah. And everyone would have been like, cool, they announced the PS4. All right, done. Mm-hmm. But instead they were like, let's show all these tech demos as much as we can. Let's show the Unreal Engine 4. And then that way we can, which is currently on the stream that you can see. Yep. Let's show this old man's face. Let's show this dragon fire breathing on all these knights. Like, great. It looks unbelievably good. It looks, if that's legit gameplay footage, then sign me up, because that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been fooled and burned too many times by video game companies going, this is gameplay footage. The game actually releases, and it's not even close.
Yeah. If anybody has to point to anything recently that happened, look no further than what was it called? Alien Marines, or the
oh yeah.
Colonial Marines something, right?
Yeah. Aliens, Colonial Marines.
There we go. All right. Yeah.
The game that had me the most like the two games that I was just like, ooh, that were different and looked fun were Knack and The Witness.
Yeah. Both those look really good.
Yeah, The Witness, to me, I'm super excited for that game because I love puzzle games, and this game looks like it's a mix between Portal and Myst.
Yeah, I was trying to put my finger on it. It's like, what? Is this a real-life version of Myst, or it looks something like it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, there was like some kind of reference or joke, and I might have missed it. It might have just gone over my head, but
right.
A joke about the PS4 buying games for you.
Oh yeah, that. Like the whole, they can detect what you're gonna buy next, and it'll read your mind. But yeah, I mean the thing is always that with that's actually if it pulls off, that magically somehow is like it could, whatever games you play is like, and where you're gonna buy the next game and it's already preloaded. That's awesome. That's futuristic Skynet shit. That'd be pretty sweet. But is it gonna work? It's the question.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's that is exactly what the question is. Is it gonna work? Because, and I don't necessarily want it to work. If I go and like PlayStation's like, okay, here's the deal. You pay $100 a year for the service, and you literally can download whatever game you want.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's not like a brand new title that would normally be on disc. So like if it's a network title, or would be the equivalent to an arcade title, or like an old school game, that's part of the $100 that I'm paying a year. I'm absolutely okay with that. Absolutely 100% okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I never have to buy another game. Like that just, that to me is really cool, but it doesn't sound like it's going to be that.
Yeah, it's in a way trying to imitate Steam, because they wanted to go online download and have it, you just install it into your PS4. But the thing is, though, is like I was talking to somebody about it too, is that the problem with going online with some of their games, as far as like only download only type of thing, is that not many people have high speed internet to do it. Some are still, believe it or not, are on that 56K type of setup, or some people may not have, or some people may even have that even. So it's like, it's great for people who use online, who are online users, that have high speed internet, but out of those, you're missing the big chunk of your audience or your consumers.
Right, exactly. I was talking to a buddy last night about used games, and which just sounds like Sony's trying to phase out used games as well.
Yeah.
But we were talking, like, he was just basically like, I don't know anybody who buys used games. I don't know anybody. I'm like, dude, I know 8 people who buy used games.
Yeah. We all do.
Like,
well, at some point.
well, I'm talking like exclusively buy used games.
Okay, gotcha.
Like, I don't know. I know 5 people that buy brand new, that are basically what you can consider early adopters.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else I know buys used because they don't have the money for that. But what I think a lot of these people are not getting, and I think that Microsoft and Sony need to basically push, is if a game comes out on disc and on the console brand new same day, the one on console is going to be cheaper because of shipping and plastic and all that kind of shit. That price is gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's completely out of the question because it just is. So you can buy the game for the let's say a game comes out in the store for $60. Someone brings it in for credit or whatever, and then they sell it for $45. Well, you could have gotten the game brand new for $45 digitally.
Right.
Sony needed to say that.
Yeah, I feel like Sony was also holding back on a lot of stuff just because of E3 coming up.
Right. I completely agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I think the one thing that everybody really wants, I think everyone was funny. Everybody wanted to know, or 2 things. How much was it, and what does it look like?
Right, but yeah. No, that's what I kept saying. Like, I'd say the joke that was the most annoying on Facebook was a tie between the Drive Club jokes.
Mm-hmm.
You don't talk about Drive Club. And the other joke on Twitter that was really annoying was how many, like when Jonathan Blow came out, how many jokes about his last name. I'm just like, I literally tweeted, I was like, we fucking get it, everybody. Oh, okay, so on the stream right now, I'm watching it on mute so that way I can kind of keep up.
Right.
He's talking about right now how you can stream your game.
Yes. Or go on. Sorry, I'm not to interrupt.
No, I'm just pointing it out to you.
Right. Oh, so when I saw this, and I saw some tweets about it too, like right now, it's perfect for say, for our website, we can stream our stuff and don't have to worry about downloading any software or buying any other equipment, which would have been good if I knew this earlier.
Can you stream that? But can you stream that on your computer, or is it just a streaming system on the PS4?
It's from what I've seen from the conference, it's a streaming off the PS4, which would make things easier. I mean, I won't lie. And I think it's connected to your account online. I'm not quite sure how it works. But the thing is, though, is that it's awesome for people who want to start streaming, like me, like I just started. And second, the thing that is going to cause problems now is that your average Joe is going to be able to stream. Well, online multiplayer has already had laggy system, for fighting games or any type of games really out there that has multiplayer in it, and there's always some sort of lag or something to that nature. Having people allowed to now stream at the same time, and we're talking, who knows, like thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands, may cause the the lag to not to double or triple, depending on what game you play. I will say though that it's gonna be cool. It'll be cool to see other people's channels and look around, see what they're up to. But it's at a point where everybody can stream now. Like, it's no longer it's no longer you have the equipment. It's like now it's just built into the consoles. It's like, oh, yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, I don't know how I mean, that's great and all to a certain extent, but when you flood the market with one thing, and I'm not really saying, like, market's not the right word, but like too much streaming is too much. I mean, you're gonna kill it. Because what's going to happen is too many people are going to start doing it, and then not enough people are going to be watching it.
Yeah, the bandwidth is going to be insane. Also, yes, it's going to be more or less a bunch of people doing it, but not enough people watching it. It depends on which stream you go to watch stuff, but
right.
It just gets more competitive out there for streaming.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm kind of like, ooh, like. We'll see how that works out. I mean, I fucking highly doubt that the next Xbox will have a streaming capability just like that. I really doubt that.
I think the good thing about it though is like when they were showing that you can take screenshots and videos of your gameplay session. That's
cool because you can just post that stuff to like YouTube or Facebook and stuff, and that's fantastic. Like even the streaming thing is great too. I'm not knocking that at all. Like,
definitely.
That to me was like I was blown away by that. I was like, wow, okay, cool.
Yeah, definitely.
The only part to that is that people can watch your stream and then backseat game, and I'm just like, no.
It's yeah.
I mean, if you're willing, here's the thing: it sounds like to me that your friends can actually just hop in and watch you play and then comment.
Yeah.
And you'll see their comments pop up.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like to me. I really hope that I am wrong, and it's essentially a way to, like, you can turn it on and off. You can choose to stream or not.
Yeah.
With one
click of a button.
Right. Well, there's the share button on the controller, and I think we should talk about the controller in a minute, too.
Yeah.
But that, is that share button, does that work for the streaming as well, or does that just work for, like, I took a clip and I want to share it? Or I just got a trophy and I want to share it? Like,
that's true. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's not bad, it's just interesting.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Like I said, I'm not stoked about it, but I'm definitely not like, oh.
Yeah, it's not a game changer. It's something that, I mean, Sony has noticed, as far as like the emergence of streaming more from not only fighting games but like from RTSs like StarCraft to League of Legends to speed runs. We're living in a time and age where everything's online. You can watch live. And Sony took some interest into it and found, this is something that people want to do. So they put it into the console or integrated. Speaking of which, as we're watching the thing on stream, we're talking about Gaikai, the online cloud service that they put on for PS4. The thing they announced is that it is a thing they're working on. It's not going to come out, when the PS4 comes out. But once it does, it will automatically you'll be able to play your PS1, PS2, and PS3 games on your PS4, which is great. That in itself, I think, is a great idea.
Right? Is that a service I'm going to be paying for?
That's what my friend asked me too about that. If anything, yes.
More than likely, I mean,
that hey,
makes sense.
But you know what? I wouldn't mind actually. If I'm able to play, say, if I'm able to play a PS2 game that is already out there and it's online, I can buy it, or I can, play it on the cloud and not worry about downloading it. That'd be great.
I completely agree. If there's a service that I pay like, I don't know, $60 or whoa, what is that noise? I'm sorry, my headset just started going wackadoodle.
Okay.
It's fine now. As long as it sounds fine on your end, because you're recording, not me.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, it's all good over here.
And about to yawn. I'm just train wrecking this whole thing.
Oh yeah, we're doing it live.
Sorry.
Nah,
Okay,
it's
so
cool.
if Gaikai is a service where you pay, a flat rate a month or a flat rate a year, and you literally, at the push of a button, can play PlayStation's entire library, that is easily one of the greatest things I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
That, to me, is insanely exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Because that means, like, oh, I'm feeling nostalgic. I don't want to play Crash Bandicoot. Okay,
Yeah.
Gaikai, here I come. Like, why the fuck wouldn't you buy that?
That would be so great.
That's literally 3 generations of video games that you can play at the touch of a goddamn button. Now, chances are, they're not going to be, not every title is going to be on there. It's going to be like specialty titles.
At first, okay? If anything we learned from the past 6 years, is that they will put out probably the most popular ones out first before they,
Right.
Put out the other
But
hidden gems.
even if that's the case, like, I'm still down.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not complaining.
Like, that is an exciting idea. It really is.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Cause like I could like, if I wanted to play again, I've never played on a PS2 or PS1 it's hard to find now. Like say, for the sake of it, say I've never played Eco. So
Right.
I can go in and play that, push a button, as you said, and play the game, and just like I don't have to worry about it, So yeah, I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, I can't speak highly enough about that. I just hope it works. I hope they get it done, and I hope it actually comes out, because where it stands right now, it's like we're working on it. We hope.
Yeah,
it
I know,
works
right?
eventually.
It's like
And it's kind of that sucks, and I don't feel like they should show it to us if they're kind of like. I don't know. I guess it's not fair to not show it to us, but at the same time, it's so exciting of an idea that now we're just chomping at the bit for that. Like, that to me is worth buying a PS4. If I can buy that, that's worth a PS4.
Definitely, it definitely is. What was it? Oh, so we briefly talked about it, but like the controller. Actually, let me go back and where am I at? 2 hours. Okay, so let me go back a little bit and talk about the controller. Now, the thing about it is that when I first saw the prototype, it was bulkier than the PS3 controller. And
Wait, do you remember the original PS3 controller?
Yes. Oh my God. The Batarang. Oh my God, that was horrible. Like I don't know. I understand how people would use that, or just how they were able to do it. But it's more refined this time around when they showed it. But it's still a little bulkier in my opinion than the PS3. It has the touchscreen in the front. I do like the blue lights in the back. That's really awesome.
Well, that blue light is essentially what's on the end of the PlayStation Move controller.
Right. Oh, okay.
Like that's what he was saying, is that the controller itself can be seen by the PlayStation Toy or the iToy or what the fuck ever it's called.
Yeah. Definitely.
At least that's what I got from it.
Yeah.
Okay, this screen right here. This screen before you move forward.
Oh, go back. Hang on, my bad. Good.
See right there, in that shot right there? How it showed the PlayStation, like, looking at the, Hold on, just let it play.
Are you behind me?
I might be a little bit behind you.
Yeah.
I'm watching the actual stream, I'm not...
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, it'll get to it. Give me a minute. But yeah, like the controller. I think I went up too far.
You probably did.
Hang on.
Can we just talk about how meek Jonathan Blow sounds?
Yeah, sure, we can do that. Yeah.
He's so, like, I'm coming out this great game, and I'm like, all right, you should probably go back and have a Xanax because you seem tense.
Yeah, he really did.
And again, I mean, if you watched Video Game the Movie, he is just that way in general.
Yeah.
Okay, that part right there. 8 gigabytes of unified memory.
Oh, that.
Holy Lord.
Yeah, I'll pause it right there, actually. Damn it. Oh, there you go. I'll just let it play. I'll pause it there. Yes, when they were announcing the specs, like, holy shit, this console has some beef to it. It has some.
I think we need more. We need more specs. I mean, that was like. That was PowerPoint presentation specs.
That's true. I can bring it up right now. IGN just actually put up the entire specs of the PS4, or it was more leaked stuff about it. Actually, I'll just do it now. Hang on. Give me a minute. So, but what do you think of the controller just in general, like the PS4 controller?
It looked great. I mean, I didn't have an issue with it because it looks the same. I mean, it has that touchpad on it, which is cool, but ultimately, what is that going to do? Am I going to be like? I don't see applications for it. I mean, maybe that's because I'm not thinking outside the box. I'm not a developer. I don't know. It's a cool concept. It's a great addition because it could potentially be something better than what it looks. But it's even like the little PlayStation Move thing on the front of the controller. Like, what is that going to do? I do like the share button. I do like the fucking headphone jack. Good lord, do I like that idea.
Oh man, that is awesome.
But is it still from the way it looks? Is it still rechargeable only? Because that's my biggest problem with the PS3 controller is that you always have to charge that son of a bitch. Yeah. There is no with the Xbox controller. It's like, oh, it ran out of rechargeable battery. Might as well while it's recharging, I can either plug it into my console, which has a really long cord, or I can just pop batteries in, and then it works. But the PlayStation 3's controller, you can't do that. It's just, now I'm tethered 3 feet away from it.
Right, I hear you.
Or I put it away, I'll play it later.
Yeah.
It just sucks. And is that what's going to happen with this controller? Is that...
I mean, as far as I know, I'm gonna say it's probably it's gonna be the same as the PS3. Like you're gonna have it wireless, or you can have it connected through the tether that they give you. I don't think they'll limit you to just one option. I don't think they'll give you both options if you want. So I don't think they'll be that kind of way. But man, I'm looking at this controller. It looks kind of... What's the word looking for? It looks very plasticky,
it's I'm looking at the picture. It's it is bigger. Holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, a giant ad for fucking whatever came up.
That's cool.
Holy crap, it's bigger. Jesus.
Yeah. It's
okay, one thing I noticed about it that I do really like is the design of the grip, the handle grip.
Oh yes, definitely. I think
is that carbon fiber on the bottom?
I don't know. It's something. It's some sort of special rubber they put on there. Like I guess they're making sure that you won't let go or drop the controller. I guess. I mean, I never had.
I do like how it's heavier.
Yeah. I don't know what they're gonna use the touchscreen for. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, the thing is, though, with touchscreen is so far to gaming-wise, it hasn't been the best method or thing to use. It's just a gimmick, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it looks cool. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the thing I like about the Xbox 360 controller is just the ergonomic design. You have the triggers. They feel like triggers so you can shoot. You have the distinctive bumpers, which are longer than the trigger. You have, one joystick above the other, which makes playing certain games really comfortable. Mm-hmm. With the... Also, it has this curved design to where my wrists aren't being, jostled. Yeah. So, even if I had to play where the joysticks are basically where they are on the Xbox 360 controller, mm-hmm. I mean... If I was using an Xbox 360 controller and it looked like the PlayStation's controller, I feel like it'd still be comfortable playing. But, that's what I want with the PS4's controller. So, I think realistically, I can't make a judgment on that until I hold it in my hands.
Right.
But that's what I want. I want to be able to hold that controller and play my games without feeling my hands getting cramped. Because that's my biggest issue right now is that they do get cramped. Like I've played a lot of different games on it, and they get cramped playing shooters.
Mm-hmm.
Other games not so much, like Uncharted or Assassin's Creed. Like they didn't get cramped because I'm using a different control style.
Right. Definitely. So, I mean, like, yeah, it depends on, you know, what type of game you're playing, but definitely I think maybe this time around that they fixed the issues in the last controller that the PS3 had. I mean, in my opinion, like the PS3 controller, the problems with it that I had running into it was that that I didn't like the triggers in the back. Like I felt that they could like just come off at any moment if you press on them too hard.
On which controller?
On the PS3.
Okay. I'm sorry, I missed that for some reason. I didn't know what controller you said.
Oh, no, yeah, because they're both... but yeah, there was that issue, and... well, I just felt like the controller was, I think, a bit small, or my hands were able to, like... I was able to, like, you know... My fingers were kind of, you know, kind of scrunched together in the corner when I wanted to press something. So, maybe they went in and changed some things, so who knows, I mean...
yeah, I mean, it looks bigger. It's supposed to weigh more. It looks a little bit different in design. So,
yeah,
you know, maybe it is a better controller all around, and we won't know until we get our hands on it, which won't be until later this year.
Yeah, so we'll see. The thing is, the other thing I wanted to talk about, or as far as like, you know, what we saw, was that the well, first off, the corny kind of during the presentation for like when they're talking about, you know, the Gaikai and the shipment and whatnot, like how each slide was just like a cheesy comic book, like just somebody just photoshopped that in.
Oh, I don't know who it was, but someone made a comment that they now want to buy car insurance.
I know, right?
It hella looked like it was hella funny to me.
Yeah, man, that was just like, wow. But aside from that, though, look, I have to say, like, out of the games I saw so far, like, I mean, Watch Dogs to me just, I cannot get more excited for that game than I am right now. Oh my god,
that looks amazing.
Oh man, I mean, it's awesome going through the city. Let me see if I can skip to it. It's awesome going through the city, and like when you're chasing the guy, and when they showed in the video, like you're able to set off some, you know, whatever electronics, you know, that is nearby you, and just set it off and explodes. It's like, holy
One
shit.
thing they didn't show a whole lot of in at E3 last year was the slow-mo stuff. Like,
oh yeah,
the bullet that, like, you can slow down time to get things done, and that's fantastic because I'm gonna need that often because my reflexes are not quick enough to, like, I mean, I don't think anybody's are that quick. Like, a cop car's coming down the road and you just know to press A on that. Like, you're not going to notice that shit. So,
yeah.
You know, there's a lot of things that they showed in that trailer that I think are great, that I think are really fun, but that's also a guy who's playing it who's been developing it too. So he knows exactly where he's going and what he's going to do. Those guys, like, play that one section over and over and over just so they don't fuck up on stage. So they make it look borderline fucking perfect.
Yeah.
That's why, if you notice, he knew exactly where to go to find that girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's kind of like, you would have to do a little bit more, you know, maybe investigating, maybe like, I don't know, just maybe a little bit more than what he did. He was just like, well, across the street, here I go. Like, there was nothing like that. It was just boom, there he is. Like, a lot of people are going to forget the very beginning of that when he was looking at a homeless guy for like a few seconds. Like, everyone's going to forget about that because the meat and bones of that trailer was, you know, saving that girl from getting her, you know, throat slit.
Yeah, definitely. Or like when we went to the ATM machine when he, when he took control of that guy's bank money. I was like,
right. I think that was just like, oh, you can do that.
Yeah.
I remember watching it when my mom was watching it, and she was like, "That's fucked up." I'm like, Mom, I don't know if you noticed, but he had over 100,000 in his account. I think he can afford $700.
Yeah.
Also, he's fictional, so
Yes.
let's relax.
Yes. Even though this stuff does happen in real life, except without, you know,
Kinda. I don't think
Yeah.
it's. I don't think it's as bad. I mean, also this game's supposed to apparently take place in the future, from what
Yeah.
I read. But
Yeah.
one
Hmm.
of the things that was cracking me up at the end of the conference was Activision came out and unveiled that Destiny will be on the PS4
Yeah.
and PS3 same day, and I was like, okay, cool. Kind of already knew that.
Hmm.
Everyone's just like, people were asking me like, how did you already know that? And I go, okay, when Bungie had announced that they were leaving um, Microsoft to go to Activision to create a new franchise altogether, they had said in an interview like, the next title we're working on is supposed to be for all platforms. Guess what all platforms means?
Yeah. All
And
platforms.
right, so like when Activision came out, I was gonna tweet. I didn't even think about it, but I was gonna tweet like, I bet you they show Destiny, but I
Mm.
didn't have a time, and sure enough, they showed Destiny, and I was just like, I fucking called that shit.
You know
But
what's
no,
funny? You know what's funny though was when I was watching Destiny. It's actually my first time actually watching it. Was that um, doesn't it just look like another Halo? I mean,
here's what it's gonna be. I mean,
I mean,
I can already kind of tell you because of the information given in the video doc that they recently came out with.
hmm
Um, the idea of it is it'll play like Halo. It'll absolutely play like Halo. But um, what it will work as is kind of like a Skyrim type of game.
yeah, which I
So
don't mind.
I don't know. I don't know if you know the premise behind the game, but the idea is that the human race was wiped out by an alien race that came to Earth to kill us.
hmm
The survivors that were left were saved by a giant orb floating over the Earth. Well, it hasn't moved in years, like
Mm.
centuries almost. It's just lying dormant there. But the aliens haven't come back, so they built the city underneath their protector. And over the course of years of building and getting everything working together and it being better, if you will,
hmm
um, they um, they are able to now venture off Earth onto other places. So the whole game will be about you as a knight of this city who was sworn to protect it, going to other locations to do other stuff. Now, what said other stuff will be is a mystery to me because I don't know if it's going to be stopping other aliens from killing people or um, uh, being, playing diplomat. I
hmm
don't know what it's going to be, but the game is essentially going to be a massive RPG shooter,
hmm
sci-fi as well.
hmm
And I'm excited for that because imagine Skyrim with multiplayer.
Yeah. I
No,
mean, yeah.
imagine Skyrim in space.
hmm Yes.
That's what Destiny's going to be, and I'm very very excited for that.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. I don't mind. Like I'm not complaining that it looks what it looks like right now. Considering Bungie's been working on Halo for like how many years? Like 7 or 8, more than that maybe. Um, but yeah, it looks cool. I like it. I cannot wait to see what they can do. Also, it's kind of funny seeing Jason Jones like with gray hair a little bit, because I remember when I bought Halo 2 and in the behind the scenes video, like Jason Jones was like really young, like brown hair and just like in his early years, and now look at him now, it's like wow.
Yeah.
So
Someone, I think it was you that tweeted. No, it might have been somebody else. Something about like did Sony just have Master Chief in their press conference?
oh man, yeah. That
I
was
guess you
fun.
kind of, I guess regardless, you kind of have to be like, hey, Bungie, the guys behind the mega fucking popular, successful franchise, Halo, are
Yeah,
making a game for every console. So get it while the getting's good.
right. Do what you did last time, but just make it different.
Right. I think Activision's being really cool, and they're not infinity warding these guys out by
Yeah,
fucking them over.
at
So.
least for now. I mean,
Right. True. That is true.
yeah. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It should be pretty sweet and awesome. So okay, we talked about this last week, and what was it? The whole is PS4 blocking the used games type of thing.
Doesn't look
So
like it. Doesn't look like it at
yeah,
all.
I just saw a post on Twitter. I opened up just a minute ago. It's by Eurogamer,
Okay.
and they told Eurogamer that they're not blocking used games. That the patent was really actually it was I'll quote it. The patent suggested that this would come branded with a contactless tag that could be recognized and read by your console, which would be bind to it and prevent you from selling it on. So, the it was not. I mean, the patent it really isn't not for the PS4. It's they just have it. So,
Oh
which is
wow.
which is funny. It's just something that they have. They whip out at any moment. But it's they're not blocking used games, which is yay. Whew.
Right. That's yeah.
At least for the PS4, I'm like, yes, okay. So PS4 right now is in the running for my money.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it is a good thing. And like, I think what a lot of people don't want to put in perspective when it comes to the used game market is that it is a huge job supplier.
Yeah.
You have to stop. You have to staff those Game Stops.
Yeah.
It's just to me it's fiscally irresponsible to make their console block used games. And it doesn't matter what console does it. It just seems physically not physically but fiscally irresponsible. So I mean they're going to do what they're going to do, and if they do block used games, it doesn't affect me. But I know some people that it will affect, so it's just kind of like, I don't know. I'm glad they're not. I think that's a good thing. So
Yeah,
but
definitely.
we will see.
Yeah. Yeah. So right now, PS4 in the running for more money. I'm very curious to see what Microsoft does, because after today, I think
I'm really hoping that Microsoft kind of retaliates and comes out with a press conference within the next few weeks.
I wouldn't doubt it just because it's Microsoft. But
Well, people were talking about how like it'd be really dumb of like people who don't know were trying to tell me that it'd be really dumb of Microsoft to not use, because they were trying to sit there and go like, here's what they were saying. I'll just tell you what they were saying and I'll tell you my rebuttal.
okay.
They're probably gonna do all like streaming games and stuff like that, and then have a Blu-ray player in there. And I'm like, the Blu-ray player doesn't make any sense to me. Well, that would be really dumb for them to not put it in. Well, it'd be really dumb for them to put it in. How so? Sony owns Blu-ray. So why would you pay the competitor for a device that's in your console that you are competing directly with them on? Why would you do that? It makes absolutely no sense fiscally.
It's weird, but they are. I mean, I saw it. The specs are out there. Like, like you can look it up as far as right now or
I know.
or,
I'm well aware.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense at
I
all.
know. It's more or less. It's just like
Oh, let's be honest. Those specs are not like they're not official. So
well. Here's the thing. What is the best disc thing out there? Like right now, Blu-ray is the best.
well, it is the number one right now. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not denying you that. I'm not saying that it's incorrect.
Right,
The point
right.
that I'm making though is if you have a product that has pieces to it, but your direct competitor has one piece that you might need, and then you're like, can I borrow that? And he's like, yeah, sure, just pay me a small amount. Like, you're paying your direct competitor, like, and why would Sony allow that? That's my other question. Like, why would Sony just be like, yeah, Microsoft, it's okay, you can use our product to sell your console? Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
That's a good point. Although, oh wow, we dropped 24 frames. Wow, that's interesting. Now I'm looking at my XSplit. Okay. But what was I saying? Like it's interesting. It's yeah, you're right. It doesn't make sense if they did that. But at the same time, it's like if they, I don't know, it's weird.
I'm not saying that Microsoft shouldn't, because realistically, if you want to sell consoles, you got to have the most recent, disc reader. There's a word for that, and I'm drawing a complete blank. But anyway, you get my point.
Right.
You have to have that. You absolutely have to.
Right.
And not having it is a little bit of a I'm gonna be fucked situation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's take let's go back to when PlayStation was versus Nintendo, before the Xbox came out.
Mm.
What was PlayStation's biggest selling point? With the GameCube, or not GameCube, but with the 64, you could just play games on it.
Yeah.
With
Right. You could play DVDs. Yeah.
Not DVDs, just regular CDs.
Oh, okay.
And then with the PS2, Xbox, and the 360, not 360. Why do I do that? Sorry, Xbox, GameCube, and the PS2. The reason the GameCube went under really quick was because it did not have a DVD player. That console was for games only.
Yeah, I mean, we're at a time where consoles are becoming more than just game machines. They're our entertainment devices now. So, yeah.
No, I don't disagree, and that's the point I'm making, though, is that I legitimately feel, and I could be wrong. I mean, I'm entitled to be wrong in my opinion, but Microsoft will fall deep if they do not have a Blu-ray player, and if they block used games.
Yes.
I really, really do. I feel like that number of used game players is actually lower, or is higher than people think it is. Mm-hmm. And I think that people, they're going to go, well, I don't want to fucking be a Microsoft customer if they're forcing me to do a certain thing.
Definitely.
If they're forcing me to go this way. And I think that, honestly, if Microsoft goes the route that it's saying it will, people are gonna leave.
Yes, agreed. I mean, I think that it would really affect them really, really badly. I've seen people on Twitter saying, like, if Microsoft doesn't match up to what PlayStation showed today, and if they do block, use the games block on their system, they will switch to PS4.
Absolutely. I think Sony knocked it out the fucking park today. Mm-hmm. I mean, this was the most entertaining and jaw-dropping conference that they've had in years.
Oh, definitely. But oh man, I'd say this would probably be the best one since, I don't know.
Since they announced the PS3.
I would say no. When they at the press conference when they announced Twisted Metal, in my opinion. Which was that was cool.
I was still underwhelmed by that one. That was like the highlight of that conference.
And then that in the speech that Karen Butler came out with.
Let's be honest. The other.
Yeah. Hello.
You are the controller.
Oh wow, you're. Oh shit.
So much energy and time in that fucking Kinect, and it's like no one in their right.
Whoa, I am dropped.
I'm not saying it doesn't have that, implications.
Right. Hang on, Greg. I am dropping mad frames right now. Holy shit. Hang on. Let me stop streaming and then I'll stream again. We'll be right back. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Anthony Be Honest from the Mission Start Podcast. And if you enjoy listening to this podcast, as well as our other ones on our website, you can now hear us on Stitcher. You can now hear our show as well on the go with Stitcher Smart Radio, on-demand news, talk, and more on your mobile phone. The latest episodes always available for you, no syncing needed, and no money or storage wasted. Available on your iPhone, iPad, Android phones, and beyond. Downloading is easy. Go to Stitcher.com or check out your app store. Stitcher, Smart Radio, the smarter way to listen to radio. And we are back. Sorry about that.
Not quite. There's a commercial.
Oh, wow. for people who have ad blocker, we are back. Sorry about that, folks. We had a little hiccup, but anyways, Greg, you go on what you were saying about?
If Microsoft does not have a good conference, if they show the 360 or the next Xbox 3 is what I'm going to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't impress like Sony did,
yeah,
there might be a momentum shift in the console war.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Huge momentum shift.
Yes.
I think the Wii U is a fantastic console. I think that what it does and what it can do is great.
Mm-hmm.
I think what Sony showed today with the PS4 is fantastic, and it makes me want a PS4.
Yes.
Which is weird because I've never wanted a PS3.
I know, right? I mean, well, don't get me wrong. I would love to have a PS3 to play some of the games that I've wanted to play that for a while I never had to.
Right, but I've never like, oh god, I gotta have a PS3. Like there are some games, don't get me wrong, like, you know, the Uncharted series or the Infamous series are fantastic, and they're wonderful to play, but I'm not going to spend that much money on a console that I'm probably going to sit there and collect dust.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like buying a DS. Like, you play a game on it, and then you put it in your closet, and then the next, 6 months later, there's a new game for it.
Yeah.
I don't want that with the PS3.
Yeah.
PS4 seems like that a lot of developers are going to be cranking out games for it.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
So,
speaking of which, we have on stream right now Blizzard making their announcement, their partnership with Sony. That is huge.
Oh, and I was just like, wow, okay.
That was mind-blowing, because...
Well, I think it's great that they have a partnership with Sony, because we'll probably see more titles coming from Blizzard for Sony, both exclusive and, that are multi-platform.
Right.
But the other thing that I think is really cool, not cool, but the other thing I think is really weird, completely weird, is that the title they chose to show that was coming to the PS4 was Diablo 3.
Well, here's the thing, is for the longest time, I think even for when Diablo 3 was in the works and when WoW was still at its peak, is that there were arguments to be saying that, they should go on console. They should put their games on console, especially Diablo 3, because they would work on a controller. If Diablo 3 never had that horrible launch and everything following it, I think people would be more excited to play Diablo 3 on PS4. But because of that, it kind of it still leaves a bad taste in people's mouths right now about the game.
Absolutely. I think, and even if you haven't played it and you want to play it, you have almost an entire year to play it before it comes out on the PS4.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous to me. That doesn't make any sense. That they were like, an unnamed title will come out, exclusively for the PS4. However, first, downloadable only or some shit like that, Diablo 3. I've been like, okay, cool. You announced that there's going to be an original title. Rad.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool that Diablo 3 is on there. Okay, that's like, cherry on top of the giant sundae you just gave us.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They were like, hey, Diablo 3 on PS4. And I'm like, really? That is your big announcement?
I mean, I think what it does really is it really sets up this kind of unique dynamic of having Blizzard partner with Sony and having future games come out for the PS4 exclusively.
Absolutely.
Which is huge, in my opinion.
Right, and I completely agree with you, but I don't feel like they presented it like that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
that's my point, is they should have presented it like that.
Mm-hmm. I agree. But yeah.
What else was there?
Was it me or was the guy that was doing the whole presentation about the car? Like, did it sound like he was about to jizz at any moment?
Holy shit, man. That guy was just like, so I fucked this car the other day, and all of a sudden I just wanted to make a car game. Like, it was like, dude, put it back in your pants, please. No one wants to see you jack off on stage.
God damn, like everybody was just like on Twitter just going nuts about that. It's like this guy is really just gonna jizz on stage.
I've been waiting so long to tell you guys about this game.
Yeah.
Whoa. Your intensity is a little strong. You should probably tone down a notch.
And the way he described like each detail in the car too, it's like,
oh yeah, it's just this unreal experience where you get to close the trunk and open the door, and I'm like, okay, and then put on your seatbelt. All right, dude, you seem a bit intense about this seatbelt technology.
Oh man, don't get me wrong, the game looks good, but I guess I some people just he just loves it a bit too much. It's like, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, this is kind of funny that just
I like how when they started to show it a little bit, there was a bunch of people on Twitter like Gran Turismo 5 or 6 or whatever, Gran Turismo 6, and I'm like,
yeah, that's what everybody kept saying, like, GTA 6? Is this real?
I almost put that in, and I backed up, and I was like, no, it's got to be something else. Like that's why I didn't put the Destiny thing in there, because I was like, maybe Activision's going to show something else.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy on Twitter that's like, I called it, or oh well, no, I fucked up. Like, I know you can delete comment or tweets, but
yeah,
I prefer not to.
Yeah. I think what's funny. I think that would have made this conference like perfect, in my opinion, is that if they had brought in something from Metal Gear 5. Or something from Hideo Kojima.
How about that game they showed not too long ago at the Video Game Awards?
Yes, that yeah, I looked into that one. Like when it posted and I figured it out, like yes, that is a Metal. That was a Metal Gear.
People figured it out really quick.
Yeah. Too. So, I enjoyed that. That was pretty fucking awesome.
I don't know why they didn't show shit for that here, because clearly that's going to be a PS4 exclusive or PS3 exclusive, one of the two.
Oh, the Metal Gear has been exclusive to Sony since the very beginning. So, I wouldn't doubt it's going to be exclusive to PS4. So
the only time it's not an exclusive is if it's not the first of the title. So like PS4 could come to 360 if it was like the remastered edition or some shit like that.
Yeah. Well, actually no, they did release Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, and then the PSP game on 360. The deals, it was
But they didn't release those day one. Is the point I'm getting at.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, the main numbered titles are always. They never released day one on any other console but PlayStation.
Yeah, definitely. But if anything, they'll probably be at E3 showing off another like 7 to 10 minute trailer. Which I don't mind. I'm actually, I'm good with whatever Kojima puts out. I still like to see him do Nerds on the Enders game, so that would be cool. Yeah, I mean, aside from that, like the only thing left really for me to say about the whole conference is that it's gonna be just interesting to see how it goes as far as like the whole launch of the PS4 and what games are gonna be coming with it. We already know what it looks like now from these videos that they showed today.
Right.
But it's gonna be interesting to see how everything plays out, especially. Now this is going to be now it's Microsoft's turn. It's in Microsoft's court. What do they do with it? It's all up to them. As far as like what games, what their system looks like, what their thing is, and if they, if they can beat Sony, then hey, I'm on board. But right now Sony's.
Well, we'll see.
Sony's in front. Yeah.
It's definitely going to be a close race there.
Yeah, definitely. Also, Yoshi Ono, that guy's awesome.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's like the minute he goes out there, it's like, I'm not here for Street Fighter 5. Or I'm not here for Street Fighter. It's like, okay. Yeah. So, what's your closing type of thoughts about this?
It just I'm excited for certain titles. I am interested to see, what's going to happen, where it's going to go. But right now, it's just kind of like Sony going, So we have this thing. We can't show you any of it, but we can show you kind of what we have. So enjoy these tech demos. Enjoy this, what we're going to tell you, and then you'll get more down the road. And it's kind of like, all right, well, we'll stick with it, Sony. We'll stick with you. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I mean, there's a reason that not a whole lot of PS4 or PS3s were sold. So you need to do something with the PS4 that gets them sold.
Yeah,
period.
Definitely. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Greg, for joining me for this post PS4 talk.
Absolutely. I always enjoy talking about things and junk.
Junk and things. Junk and junk. Where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me on Tumblr and Twitter under ChubRockGeek. You can follow the podcast, you can just find me on creatov.com. You can also watch my blog that I do every couple so out. Words are hard.
Yeah, they're big words out there.
You can watch my blog that I do every once in a while. That's what I was trying to say. On YouTube under A Geek Losing It. And that's about it.
Awesome. And you can follow me at The Fight Naruto, as you can see on stream. You can also follow me and the work I do, along with this video, on our website at missionstartpodcast.com. You can find our links to our Twitter, our Facebook, or every social media sites up on our sites. You can go check out. Please go check out the recent content we've put up. We just put a lot of coverage from AOD this past weekend in San Francisco, and we just put up recent coverage of KatsuCon in the East Coast. So definitely check out the reviews and the photo cosplay galleries, and yeah, and just do that. Anyways, thank you again, and we will see you all next time. Thank you.